Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about MCP tool for your agent team. And before start, just quick introduction. My name is Annie Wang. I am Google Developer Relations at Google Cloud. I'm also a career coach and really passionate about helping people sharing content. That's why I'm pivoting from software engineer in Google and now develop advocate at Google. So really excited to have this session together with you. Oh, okay, this is my dog, Momo. I just also introduced her in the session together. All right, so I actually come from Sunnyvale today. I have to plan that trip to San Francisco. So I'm thinking, okay, how to plan the trip to San Francisco? Because I'm a software engineer before, right? So I want to originally write a traditional software, like with the if and then checking logic. I'm checking the weather, is that okay? Or calendar, is that okay? Traffic, and then I decide how do I plan my trip to San Francisco. However, life is very, things happen. Sometimes I feel like, waking up, don't feel like dry, or like I feeling, have headache because I stayed up late yesterday, or things happen, right? So that's why I want to use an agent to plan a trip to San Francisco. How many of you are familiar with the concept agent, or all of you know? All of you, okay. I saw like 80-90% of you already know the agent. So yeah, so you're already very familiar with the agent, and you may know that with agent, we usually have a system prompt. That is the role of your agent, the brain of the agent, the role of the agent. You also have the state and the memory, which stores the conversation, which is also store the context. We have the model. So model is a brain for your agent. It can be Gemini, it can be OpenAI, it can be anything. You also have a toolbox. Like you have all the tools in your toolbox. So in the agent, you have the model, and model gonna decide, okay, which tool I'm gonna use to solve my problem. Since most of you are already familiar with agent, I'm gonna go quick with this part. So now I wanna plan this trip to San Francisco, and I want to build an agent to plan a trip to San Francisco. So I give it a prompt, say, you're a commute planner, and using a model and using those tools to planning my trip to San Francisco. All right, so today the topic is also about ADK and MCP, right? So ADK, it is Agent Development Kit. I'm going to introduce you how do you build an agent with ADK. It's very simple. How do you use any MCP server integrated with ADK? Also, how do you expose ADK tool to MCP server? So by the end of the session today, you'll be build your own agent. It can be like other agent, it can be other it can be other things other than the commuter planner, or you can build your own MCP server. Yeah, are you excited for session? Yeah, cool. Yeah, so quick introduction of ADK. ADK cover the whole agent lifecycle. It covers everything from defining the goal, scope, to building the tool. We also have a very cool ADK web UI, which you're gonna see really soon. And also you're gonna see how do we do local debugging and local run. You can also run programmatically and easily evaluate. ADK has built-in evaluation as well. And you can easily deploy to one as AI agent engine, which manage auto scaling for you. That said, why ADK? Because it's very easy to use interface, it's modular, flexible, instant local testing. I'm gonna show you how to run locally with ADK Web, so you're gonna see all the tracing and event very easily in the UI. Also, it's native multimodal support. You can see in the UI, it's supporting image or it's a voice input as well, and deployment ready because it's not natively. You can easily deploy to Cloud Run or What is AI. And in today's MCP server, I'm going to show you how to deploy to Cloud Run. All right, so quick introduction of our agentic stack. We start from agent development kit and then MCP. I think most of you here today, you probably already know MCP, right? Yes? So MCP is a universal adapter for you to connect to, for agent to connecting to external tools. And we also have the Warehouse AI agent engine that easily managing deployment, auto scaling, and we also have agent-to-agent protocol that managing communication between agents. So today's session, again, I told you, we're gonna cover ADK and MCP today. So quick introduction of ADK. this is a very simple line, like with those simple line of code. For those of you on the back, you probably cannot see it clearly, but I can just read it for you. So you just simply, import agent and you give it model name. In this case, I put Gemini 2.5 / and give it instruction. So that is the role for the agent and also the tool. Here, ADK has built-in Google search tool. So you can just import Google search. So you can just use Google search as your tool. But of course, today I'm going to show you how to use MCP tool in ADK. You're going to see it really soon. But I just want to show you it's a very simple line of code and you can build the agent easily. So you're already familiar with the agent, you can easily run locally. However, if you want to run ADK programmatically or you need something to power up the agent, that is a runner. I'm also going to show you how we run agent really soon. So let's go to the tool integration at MCP. Finally, I'm going to talk about MCP, but not right now. I'm going to put before MCP, quick introduction of how how agent use a tool. So usually, you have initial requests. This request can be, I will plan a trip to San Francisco, or show me what are the ramen places nearby, because I really feel like ramen tonight, And then asking agent, can you find me the best ramen near me? So that's the initial request. And then you send it to the LLM, it's do the reasoning, and then it's thinking about, okay, which tool I'm gonna use to solve the problem. And then, so it says, okay, I probably use the MCP Google search tool, but here, if you connect to MCP server, it will loading all the tool available for you, and then LLM gonna reasoning to choose the tool through MCP server if you're connecting with MCP server. And then you have the function call. In this case, I'm doing Google search for best ramen near me, but it can also be like a tool in MCP server, and you execute a framework. It can be an API call, or it can be anything in your tool setup, and then agent process a result. So with the API response is usually a structured response, and then so agent is able to process and make it a human language, and eventually return to me. So I eventually know, okay, what are the recommended ramen place near me? So that is a flow for how agent use their tool. So for MCP server, we usually have a server, like a client side and server side, right? So the client side is usually the agent. So here, I'm gonna show you two ways of how ADK connect to MCP. One way is you can just have the ADK agent over here as an MCP client, and you can connect to other MCP server with their toolset. For example, you can connect to other public MCP server, or you can build your own, you can export your own tool through to MCP server. And then other agent framework. If you build agent on LangChain, LangGraph, or other agent framework, you can connect to MCP server, the ADK toolset exposed through MCP server. You can also build everything in ADK, which today's demo, I'm going to show you the code about how do you build those tools and expose to MCP server. How do you easily connect ADK agent to public MCP public server or local server or anything about it. So the first thing is ADK as an MCP client. You simply just need MCP toolset. So you only need to using this. You can easily connect to other MCP server. It can be local or remote. You can also discover available tools on the server, adapt those tools so that ADK agent can use them, and proxy the tool call. And this is a code example. So here it has the tools. Basically, remember the base agent example I showed you earlier. We have the tools. In that example, that is a Google search built-in tool. But here, hello? Yeah. So here we have this MCP toolset as a tool. Am I going too fast so everyone follow me? Okay, great. Cool. Yeah, so another one, which is an exciting one, right? You can also expose ADK tool as an MCP server. So you can do it by making your own MCP tool available to external client. In this case, it can be either agent framework, also any agent client. You can build your own Python server using MCP library, initiate your own ADK tool. So implement mostly through these tools and call tool, which I'm going to show you really soon. So this is a quick example of how do you do this tool and call tool. So in ADK, we have something called ADK to MCP tool type. So that's how you wrap the custom tool and expose to MCP server. All right, finally, enough talking. I'm going to show you a really cool demo. Okay, so here I'm building an application. This is an application that it's similar to Instagram. It's like social media. You can create a post. You can also create an event. So those of you on the back, can you see it? Do I need to zoom in or that's okay? Yeah, so you have creating the post here and creating the event over here. And here, I want to expose two tools. One tool is creating post. Another tool is creating event. So what I want to do is, I want to create ADK tool, creating event, creating post. I'm going to expose this through MCP server. I'm going to deploy it, and then I'm going to connect it from the client side, right? So how I do it is, so in the MCP tool side, I'm going to define. Firstly, I'm going to define this creating post. So this is like, for those of you on the back, you can say, don't worry, I'm going to share the code at the very end. So you're not missed out if you couldn't see the whole code. I'm going to just share the logic. So yeah, here you have the creating the post and creating the event. So those two functions. And in the MCP server, we wrap everything in the list tool. Can you see it, like list tool? So here we wrap the MCP, like we use the ADK to MCP tool type, and so that we wrap those tools here, and also we implement a call tool. That is how we wrap them and expose it. So what I do later on is I use Docker to deploy to the cloud run and have the server URL. And on the client side, this is the agent. Like I'm talking about, so agent, they have the model and instruction on the tool side. So for the tool part, I simply connect it through MCP toolset. And that's all I do so this is how I'm using the ADK as a client side connecting to ADK tool, and also how I'm creating the ADK tool exposed to MCP. So now the demo, this is the ADK web UI. You can easily troubleshooting and everything. So I'm gonna do a quick. All right, so I'm gonna creating a post. Creating a post saying I just attended MCP. So it's saying that okay, this is creating the post. You can see we're creating the post. There's an event over here. You can see all the detail. And on this UI, you can see this is the post I just created. I just attended MCP Builder Meetup. The vibe is really cool. And then I can also creating the event by simply just using the local web UI over here. I'm just telling the ADK wrap like, oh, I'm creating this event. So you can see that we can event here, creating the events, and you can see all the tracing over here, and on the web page here, if you refresh it, you can see the ADK and MCP event. So as simple as that. I'm gonna quickly wrap up because we're almost out of the time. So just quick recap, we're just creating the post and creating the event tool. I'm gonna wrap it with a wrapper, and then eventually, I'm gonna put them to the list tool and call tool, so that when we deploy it to Cloud Run, the client side can connect to them. And then once the client side uses them, it will list all the available tool and also call the tool you want. And here is the client side. That basically we have the client side and server side. And if you want to see the detailed code, I'm gonna show you. So first code is, this is the ADK tutorial. I thought if you're interested to build ADK, learn more about ADK Foundation, you can check it out. And this is today's demo code. This is a full code lab. You can, if you want to actually run this, like give it, like try integrate with ADK with MCP, you can scan this QR code. And this is my social. You can, if you have any question, you can just connect with me. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so